Rick Moxley,
Yes.
welcome to the Rice Pudding Project.
Thank you very much.
So I've known you for just over a decade.
Yeah,
Seeing you walking the dog here and there, and I know your daughter very well.
Yeah.
She's very cool. I know your wife, and your daughter has tons of stories about you, and she says that you have a very colourful and interesting life. Honestly, I don't know exactly what it is you did. So,
Quite a lot.
yes, for the viewers at home, can you tell us what your job was, what you did?
I started off as an apprentice. My parents wanted me to get a job as an apprentice.
Like a plumber, carpenter?
As an electrician.
Okay.
And I went to working in the docks in London as an electrician.
You're from East London, right?
Pardon?
East London?
East London, yeah.
Yes.
And I hated it.
Okay.
Hated it. I could not read a drawing, even though they tried. So my wife probably said I got special needs, I don't know.
Okay.
But I can never read a drawing. Anyway, I served my apprenticeship and I went to work in Fords at Dagenham.
Ford
Motor Company,
Yeah.
as an electrician.
Okay.
Hated it.
Okay.
Lasted there a year, and then my friends was all talking about going abroad.
What year was this? Approximately.
70's,
Okay.
early 70's.
Okay.
There wasn't that many people doing the going abroad to Spain.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go to Spain, and that was where my forte was. I wanted to work in a bar.
All right.
Worked in a bar.
Bartending.
And we was like one of the first bars. It was run by two gay guys, really funny gay guys,
Yeah.
but had a lot of ideas how to get a bar going.
Okay.
So they used to have this big German, more like a limousine convertible. So we started doing the propaganda on the beaches. So there'd be me, about 4 girls, get them all dressed up the right way, do the beaches,
Yeah.
then give out free tickets for drinks and stuff like that.
Promoting.
Banged out every night.
Yeah.
Because it was mainly Germans, Dutch, not that many English.
So how old are you? Like 18, 19?
No, I was about 22,
Okay.
21, 22.
All right.
So I'd done that, and that was quite wild, I'm having a great time doing that. Then I come back.
Was that just for the summer?
That was for 2 years I stayed out there.
Oh, full on, all year round?
Yeah, all the way round. yeah.
Okay.
And we rented a house. There was about 15 of us in the house.
All men?
People, sleeping in baths and stuff like that. And, we never had a lot of money them days.
Yeah.
So some of these Liverpool boys I was with, they said, right, what we should do is we should do this up in Liverpool. We'll have a fart chart on the wall.
Fart chart?
A fart chart, for farting.
Yeah.
So what you would do is you'd have all your names of the people in the house.
Yeah.
And if you farted, you needed 2 witnesses to hear it or smell it or whatever, and you would get so many points.
So
and they was really into this.
So whoever smelt it, dealt it.
Yeah,
whoever
it
said
was like, so they put their names up on the board, and if you went out and we was in a club, you had to have 3 people.
Wait a second, this was not just at home, this was outdoors as well?
This is in the nightclub as well. If you went to a nightclub
bonus
after work.
Points.
So you needed three witnesses.
Yeah.
2 to prove you done it, 1 to smell it. And then you would get your points, and then the next day you'd put how many points you got when you was out.
Yeah.
The end of the week, we tally them all up, who's got all the points. Yeah. And then whoever had the most points could go out with the girl to a restaurant, have all the food and drinks paid for, and if you had to pay to get in the club, it would come out the money for us all in the house.
And if you got lucky, you were allowed to have a bedroom.
And we had one girl, this Canadian girl. She didn't stop farting. There was this girl we knew. She used to come in and stay with us for a little bit.
And she would win.
She won once. Actually.
Okay.
She won.
Did you ever win?
That was one of the sort of stupid things we was doing out there.
How many times did you win?
I don't think I won once. These Liverpool boys, they could do it just by flicking their fingers. You know what I mean? They were real characters.
Okay.
So then, I come back to UK.
Yeah.
And didn't really know what to do. I started running a few bars for different people.
Yeah. Is this back in East London still?
This was back in the East End of London.
Okay.
Woodford Town Football Club.
Okay, no.
They used to have a big dance floor thing on the back of their on the back of their thing, which was a nightclub.
All right.
So I used to run that, and I run that for them for quite a while. And we used to get the local police come down, and they'd all be like giving. This was like after 11 o'clock. They would come down, be giving.
It's like an after hours
songs. Yeah, you know, and after
because
hours.
then pubs used to close at 11, right? There was no alcohol after 11
o'clock.
Yeah.
And then, some of the heavy boys from East London, because I knew a lot of them as well.
Yeah. Heavy, you mean like gangsters?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to talk about them as well. Cool.
Yeah, I got a few of them names to give.
Yeah.
And then they would all put like the gear on the bar and say like, staff, just have a line, you know, just help yourself, whatever you want. And then the police, all in uniform still. There was one, he was chief inspector or something, somewhere in East London. He would always get up and sing a song with one of these other guys who was one of the big heavies from East London, from sort of round Wanstead and all that.
Like a West Side Story, like the two different gangs.
They would be singing together and, you know, quite characters. So that was one place I worked.
Yeah.
Then I went to another place. So the guy who owned this, the outside of it, he had a bar on the corner of Wanstead High Street.
Yeah.
And I started running that, and that was really good. And I used to get a lot of, quite heavy people come in. Never caused me no problem. You know what I mean? They used to treat me with respect. I used to treat them with respect.
Yeah.
Don't ask for no favours. And then, you know, that was working in the bar. That's what I had when I worked in that bar. But I attracted, you know, the way of doing it, trying to get it really buzzy. I got all the local good-looking girls that I knew.
Yeah.
They would all come down there and they worked behind the bar with me as well. And I used to work behind the bar with the girls to give that little bit of bounce. Otherwise, they'll just be prancing about in their high heels. So I used to give it a little bit of bounce behind the bar.
Yeah.
It was very, very successful.
Yeah.
I kept going there for a long time. Then I think Jade,
your daughter,
was being born at the time, and I give this place up.
Because when did you meet your wife then?
I met her.
Because this is early 80s. This happened.
No, that was down the football club. She come. It's quite funny actually. She walked in there. That's something else about this. Why this place was successful.
Yeah.
The Woodford Town Football Club. I was the only one.
Yeah.
In the whole of East London doing this pig roast on a spit inside premises. So I would have the middle of the dance floor. I would have this guy used to come down. I used to pay him to do it. A big pig inside the spit roast, and we would do it on a Sunday. And I would charge. I forget what I charged them. It was about £15, I think.
Yeah.
For them to have the pig roast and they get one free drink or something like that. And that was quite successful.
Okay.
Went down really well. Then one Sunday, when I was doing it, this girl walked through the bar.
Yeah.
And I kept looking at her like that, and I thought, oh, fucking hell, you know what I mean? I've got to, excuse me, I've got to have that girl. And it was Tracy.
Okay.
So I said to, my girl was behind the bar saying, go on. So I've gone across, hello, baby, doing right, you know, like the old
She didn't
waffle.
want to know.
And she just turned around at me and go, fuck off. She told me to fuck off. So I kept trying to, and she just kept saying, you know, she didn't want to really want to know. And then I found out her phone number where she was working.
Okay.
So I phoned her up and I said, look, we've got to meet, you know, we've definitely got to meet. So she arranged, because she lived over in South London, and I kept sending her taxis all the way over to South London, have a bottle of champagne on the end of the bar, all ready for her to come in. And she kept blowing me out. She'd done it 3 times, 3 weeks on the trot. She would say she's coming, but she didn't turn up. So she's done this 3 times.
Okay.
And in the end,
you didn't give up.
I finally got her to come out to lunch. We went to the Epping Forest Country Club.
Okay.
We went down there for a Sunday roast, and it sort of went on from there, really. And she was always a character, always liked to have her at them days. So that was how I met Tracy, and that was the East London bit there.
Yeah.
One instance where I come to work in the club one night. I had 3 doormen on the door, and they walked in, they went, shh. They said, in the kitchen, because I had a big kitchen inside the nightclub.
Yeah.
In the middle of the nightclub, it was all fully fitted kitchen. And they said there's about 10 guys in the kitchen waiting to see you, all suited and booted. And I don't know if you're going to get a smack or what it's for. And I went,
What have you done?
I didn't know I'd done anything.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think what I've done as I'm walking.
Oh, you went?
Yeah, as I'm walking towards the kitchen.
No, why?
My doorman is standing on the door.
But why'd you go?
Why did I go? Well, I don't know what they wanted.
No, there's 10 people. How is it?
And they was literally these guys that was all big lumps.
Yeah.
Big, you know, I'm a little guy.
Yeah.
And there was all these big lumps.
You didn't take the doorman with you?
No, they didn't want to go near him. And then one of the guys, he started talking and he went, we're from flying squad. You know, it's all our passes, show me all their...
Oh, they were police?
Yeah, all their IDs.
Okay.
And they said, you're Ricky? And I went, yeah. And they said, you're paying protection for the club? And I went, I'm not. I said, I don't pay no protection money. They said, well, this Frankie Salmons, his name was, he said, like, I know he drinks in here with his minder and a few other people come down here and we know that you're paying money. I said, I am not paying no money whatsoever. And I wasn't, you know. They used to come into my club, which wasn't mine, which was someone else's club, but I was running it.
Yeah.
And I said, they come into my club and they respect the rules and I respect them, you know. And I said, like, we've had no problems with them in here. And basically what they was doing, this particular guy, he would go to a pub or a club or something like that and he'll go, you really need some insurance.
Oh, so he was doubling down on the protection money.
Yeah, and he would he would go in there and he would say, like, you know, you always get these people around and come and cause fights for the weekend, bad for trading and all that. And this guy's gone, look, you know, fuck off. He said, I'm not paying you nothing, whatever. So what he'd done was, this guy, really evil, he went down to a farm, one of the farms in East London, and he got this big, like, pot of pig swill.
Yeah. What's pig swill? Like shit?
Shit.
Yeah.
Pig's shit.
Yeah.
With a mess in there. So him and one of his oppos went to the pub on I think it was a Saturday lunchtime or something. And they opened up the doors and they just threw it all in over all the people in there, the whole lot. The guy started paying protection money the following week. I had another guy, because when I had the club, where I was running the club, I had some real heavy people. I had another, and one of them was doing E's, and he was doing coke. Yeah. And he was getting it from abroad, from Holland, from Germany, and all that sort of thing. And I literally see a photograph, which my friend showed me, of him and a couple of his other heavy guys, with a case full of money, and they're just throwing it up in the air in his living room. And he said that was £1 million. £1 million they were throwing up and just dropping all over them. And, you know, they was in there, and I watched one of them, this particular guy, there was a problem in the cocktail bar in the club, and these three guys was having words with him, and I just watched him, and he just went bang, 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 and three of them just dropped down on the floor.
Just punched him in the club.
And I went, Dean, you know, you can't stay in here, you know what I mean? Not now, you know, you ruin it. Anyway, he went. I never had problems with him. He was quite a nice guy. One night I was locking up, and I opened up the exit doors to close them properly. And when I looked out on the floor, there was a pair of stockings, pair of knickers, and a bra all laid out on the floor.
Like organised?
Organised on the floor.
Like a body?
Yeah, like a body. And I always remember that.
Someone was trying to seduce you, maybe?
It was really, really weird. Yeah, really weird.
And what was it from? Like,
I never found out what it was.
What'd you do with them?
Well, I got to clean up, pick him up, and throw him away. And there was a guy we used to have coming in there. And he always used to come in on a Friday night, and he was a nice boy, and he was in a wheelchair.
Okay.
So I don't know what actually was wrong with him, but he'd always come in with his wheelchair, like knocking people over and all that sort of thing. And then we was having afters one night, and there was you can look this guy up, Roy Shaw and Lenny McLean. They was the two most famous barefist boxers in the whole of the UK. Mm-hmm. Roy Shaw used to come down with his minder, and he'd come down and have a drink with me. I used to get on quite well with him. not socially, but in the club.
Yeah.
You know, I used to
In
drink. I used to drink.
Yeah.
He had great respect for Tracy. If Tracy was standing next to me and someone swore over there, he would go across and say, "Do yourself a favour and don't swear no more, because there's a lady over here." And he would do things like that.
Yeah.
And they go, "Yeah, okay," you know what I mean? Because he was built like unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he was so famous, you know what I mean? And I used to drink with him a lot. And I was going to invite him to our wedding.
He was invited to your wedding?
I was going to invite him to, but
Yeah.
we don't know what happened. Something happened, and I don't know what happened. He was in Broadmoor for
Prison.
15 years. And when he come out of Broadmoor, he had a car site in Chigwell
Yeah.
in East London. He had a car site, and when he come out, his car site was worth about £2 million.
Was the
Because
property
the
value
properties
went?
had gone up. So he didn't have to work no more.
Okay.
And he was you know, I used to like Roy, you know, I used to really like him. Out of all them people who probably wasn't, you know, they wasn't very nice.
Yeah.
There was always
Cordial,
nice
to
to
you.
me.
Yeah,
I did
but
have
they
no
had the room.
problems.
What was like I mean, besides the pig swell, what was the weirdest thing that you saw happen? And the lingerie, of course, the seduction.
The weirdest
Yeah.
or the horriblest?
Both.
The most horriblest thing that ever happened to us was in the club. It was a Saturday night. I had 6 doormen on, 3 on the front door and 3 wandering around. We
Yeah.
had like the cocktail bar, you had the dance floor and a bar, and then you had a restaurant.
Mm.
So you had quite, you know, it's quite a big place. All of a sudden I could hear all this noise, and one of the barmaids come running up and said, like, 3 of the doormen been knocked out. They're on the door. They're on the floor.
At the front door?
At the front door, yeah. They was on the floor. And so this other doorman, he's opened up the exit doors.
Yeah.
He said, "No, try and get rid of them out that way." One of them come running out and stabbed him in the side. So he was down. So that's 4. And we had another one called Albert, a doorman, who was like hard as iron. They was hitting him over the head with a hammer, and he didn't go down.
Who was hitting him?
These guys, we don't know who there was. There was about 10 guys come down.
Yeah. Just to cause trouble.
We don't know what it was. You know, there wasn't young kids, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? There was like
Older
middle-aged men.
Yeah.
And then the front of the club, it's called the Villa nightclub in Gants Hill. It's been going for years.
Yeah.
And it's called Faces. It went and changed its name to a place called Faces. And we could see right through the glass at the end of the dance floor, which goes out onto the road, and they stood there with golf clubs and they smashed it. In the meantime, Tracy had
Is
one
at
of
the club with you?
Yeah, she was in there. Tracy had one of the doorman's heads on her lap, and like he had like lumps of all his head all open, split open, and it's in the right state. So like it was like that, and you know, and I'm thinking to myself, well, you know, are they going to come after me next? But as soon as it happened, then it ended very quick. Anyway, they got these guys. You know,
Okay.
they got the guys, and they got about 3 years, I think, in prison, something like that.
And they never knew why they did it, or?
I never found out why they did it. No,
Yeah.
I asked.
But that wasn't your club, right? You were running that club.
That
so.
was something I was
So it
running.
would have been someone else's.
Yeah, it was in
some
someone
other
else's.
story.
But you know, the doorman, the 2 of the doormen left. They wouldn't do it no more.
And because one guy got stabbed.
You know, and then I had 2 other doormen from another club who used to come down and have a drink with me, and they was called Luinez,
Yeah.
and they must be 6'5", but always had them long overcoats on, you know,
Yeah.
like
Oh, it was
Donald
the
Trump
standards.
wears.
Yeah.
You know, one of them. They always had them long overcoats on, and I was talking to them, and they went, "We're giving it up as well." He said, "Look, I'm so fed up fighting every night because people want to fight you." He said, "And I'm throwing people out." And he said, "I'm settled down now, and I don't really want this." And
Yeah.
that was the last time I see them.
On a lighter note, what was the funniest thing then? Because this was a bit.
I suppose the funniest thing was it was my birthday,
Yeah.
my 40th birthday. Was remember that? And they'd got together and they got a grab a granny.
Grab a granny.
Yeah.
As in a grandmother.
As in a grandmother, a nude one.
No, what?
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
She
Come
was
again?
nude. She was nude.
Who was? She was a grandmother stripper.
Yeah, grandmother.
A grandma stripper.
And Tracy was there at the time. So
Of course. Why wouldn't she be?
Tracy's gone, I'm not going to watch this.
Wait,
So she went home.
so you had a grandmother strip for you?
Yeah, who was chasing me round the club on the dance floor. Right, and I've got a picture of it. Tracy's got a picture of it somewhere. And I always remember I had a green suit on with them big baggy shoulders, and she started chasing around and they started stripping me off. And then the potman,
Who started stripping you off?
the woman and like the doorman was all there.
Rick, I know you're not a big guy,
No.
but you're telling me a grandmother stripped you
Yeah, I
against
know.
your will.
I had the doorman there as well, and they was going to strip me anyway. So I'd rather her strip me than them.
She was a big girl as well.
And
I want to see that photo.
yeah, she was a big girl. Anyway, and they taped it. I didn't know they taped it. The Pop Boys had been taping it all the time, so I didn't know this. I mean, it's quite funny now. I got really pissed off about it because I heard there was a video going around.
Yeah.
So because they was all laying it out behind the bar. Look, this is Ricky when we got him stark bollock naked. You know what I mean? Running around the club. You know. So that was the funniest thing, I think.
I think this explains the lingerie and the underwear and everything that was on the floor.
Yeah,
The granny
maybe
that came back again.
And then I had like a few different I had one guy from EastEnders.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. I used to go, fuck off.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
But he's a actor
He's an actor, yeah.
for EastEnders.
And I got him, last time I see him, I slung him out the ladies' toilets doing coke in the toilets with this girl. And I just got him out and I just went, don't come back no more. And he come back about 3 months later and said, can you let us in? I went, no, go on. Fuck off.
When did you get your own first bar, your own bar?
So then that went, and then we come round to the sort of the late 80s.
Yeah.
And
Did you move to Spain?
No, I decided, I always had in my vision in my head,
Yeah.
I wanted my own bar.
Yeah.
And I wanted a bar that was 25 plus.
I've got to ask why. Like, to be honest, if I was running a bar and I went through all this shit with the doorman getting stabbed and then the head open, I would be like the other doorman. Like, I'm done. I wouldn't want to open my own bar. Why did you open your own bar?
I can tell you why
Yeah.
when as I get going. 'Cause I could spot a guy. You know, if a guy walks in a bar and he looks a bit pissed, as soon as he's got a drink in his hand, he ain't going to leave. You're not going to get rid of him.
Okay.
So you have to stop them before they get their first drink.
Okay.
And that was a thing I used to always do. And then when we bought this bar, I used to have a big table right by the window. So I could see who was walking down the road that way. Didn't have a doorman, just me. And I had some big guys come in like yourself, you know what I mean, want to like knock the shit out of me. And I used to talk to them.
Okay.
And, you know, come down next week, we'll have a drink together and, you know, get together and all this sort of thing. And they wouldn't remember no more about it the next day. But in there, what Jay was saying is that I did have one night, Friday nights was heaving.
Yeah.
And I'd always have normally about 4 girls and me behind the bar.
Yeah.
Blonde if possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yes.
Sort of well built.
Yeah.
And that used to attract a lot of single guys as well.
Yeah. I wonder why.
Yeah. And that used to go down well. And in between being really busy this particular night, I could see people moving out the way. And there was this little old woman. She was only small, probably about 80, something like that.
Stripper.
No, it wasn't a stripper this time. And she come up to the counter. She went, excuse me, son. She said, can I use your toilet? I went, yeah, of course you can. Don't worry. She said, where is it? I said, go through there. And I said, you see the ladies right in the corner. She went, oh, thank you very much, son.
If she ended up doing a line of coke, I'm going to kill her.
So she's gone through.
Yeah.
Gone in there. She's gone for ages. I'm not really noticing where she's gone. Anyway, I'm behind. It's getting really, really busy. And then all of a sudden I've heard, hello, son. And I've looked round. She went, thank you very much. I went, oh, that's fine. No problem, anytime. And she's gone out the door. Off she's gone. About 5 minutes later, one of the barmaids going, oh, Ricky, you've got to see this. It's unbelievable. I went, what? She'd come with me to the toilet. And by this time, all the people are going, gosh, it stinks around here. And she'd gone in the toilet.
Yeah.
And she'd shat from about that high all the way around. She must have had really bad diarrhea. It was everywhere. And there was in the corner was this enormous big turd from this little old lady stuck in the corner. So
didn't
the
get the toilet?
barmaids have gone, I'm not clearing it up. So I had to go in there with like a bucket and spade and all the sort of thing. In the meantime, that end of the bar was empty and everyone was laughing because I had to clear all this mess up. And then I cleared it all up. And then people started moving back over there and like we carried on the night. And then
Again, another reason why not to have your own bar.
and then about 6 months later,
She came back.
she'd come back, walk through the door. I went, go fuck off out of it, go on. And like well, what's the matter? What's the matter? And she's gone out the door. I said, you're not using here. She went, what's the matter? I went, get out. I don't want you in here. She had the cheek to come back. You know, I had two. Jade used to go to St. Joseph's Convent in Wanstead.
Yeah.
And it was run by nuns. And the nuns used to come in my bar for a drink.
The nuns.
The nuns.
I'm
And I
No,
had
wait.
two nuns, right, in there.
on a Friday night.
Well, no, they come in the daytime normally. And
Oh.
I had two nuns come in there
Wait
one day.
a second. Wait a second. So while they're supposed to be teaching,
Yeah.
they're taking a break, having a drink
Having
with
a
you,
drink, yeah.
and then they're going back.
Scotch, yeah.
And you were fine with that.
Yeah, no
They
problem.
were going to go teach your daughter again, and they're like they've had a couple of beers, whiskeys,
And they used to sit right at the very, I always remember.
with the
sitting
headgear, everything,
right- with all the gear on, yeah.
and the rosary and the cross,
Oh, I didn't look that much, but they used to have like the
the collar,
thing,
the,
yeah, the collar and the thing over their head. And one day they was in there, and I used to always buy them like a scotch, get them scotch each. And they were so pissed, I had to get them a cab from the bar to take them back to the convent down the road. Because I told Jade, and she told everyone at the convent as well.
Did they still come back
I never see them again, no.
after Jade
But
grassed them up?
I had so many characters in there. Yeah, this is
Okay.
when I got really beat up badly. And that was once in all my time in the bars. And that happened was one lunchtime. It was a Saturday lunchtime. And people was in there. It was quite busy. And I looked at the corner of my eye. I could see these two guys sitting down. And it was a guy with his dad.
Mm.
And I could see him going, spitting. They're spitting on the floor.
Like seeds, or like actually that tough,
Yeah,
like
spitting, spitting. And I come out from behind the bar and I went down to him, what are you doing? It's,
that's disgusting.
you can have a bit of decorum. You can't do things like that in people's bars.
Yeah.
And he just turned around and said, go on, fuck off.
Oh, lovely.
And then the dad said something as well. His dad got up. Anyway, cut long story short, I got him to the door and then I got his dad and I fucking done him badly, his dad. And then they went off and they went, right, we're going to get the Adams family down after you. And that's
The Adams.
big. Yeah, they're in
I
North
know.
London.
Yeah, I know the Adams.
We're
Yeah.
going to get them down here and you'll be closed up and we'll bomb you and all this. Never thought no more about it.
Yeah.
So the night time come round and I'm working behind the bar and it was just as the bar I want to be, the candles on all the tables, playing a bit of nice sort of town and Motown music, bit of soul. And I always remember the record playing was Brandy and... Get the name, Brandy and
The Boy Is Mine.
The Boy Is Mine. And that was playing.
Mm.
And it was just about going to ring the bell for the last orders. And then all the front of the bar used to open up. And it was all open. And out the corner of my eye, I could see this guy going from behind the wall outside, like looking. And then the other entrance, another guy. And I've gone, fuck. This is not good. This is not good at all. It's closing time.
Yeah,
Get the
they got you
closing
the right time.
It was all couples in there.
Yeah.
Lovely atmosphere. And then they all come running in, about 10 of them. And I was
No,
behind.
you had no doorman.
I had no doorman, no. And I was behind the bar with my girls. And I said to the girls, quick, get over. And I slammed the girls over the bar.
Yeah.
And then they wanted to get to me behind the bar. Well, there was an entrance about that big.
Yeah.
And to get to me, it was quite hard. So I'm fighting this guy who was bigger than me. Like if he'd have got through, he'd have kicked the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I felt this pain. And what they'd done, because it was near the tube station, they got one of these railway sleepers, and they threw it through and done me ribs in. I had about 3 ribs broken. And I could feel myself going down. The blood was pouring down
Yeah.
my face, and I pressed the panic button
Oh yeah. Okay.
to the police,
Yeah.
which no answer.
Fuck.
You know, it was absolutely useless. And as quick as it happened, they went. You know,
Okay.
they'd gone. You know,
Did the alarm when you press the panic button? Does the alarm go off and you can hear it?
no,
or
no,
not?
you can't hear
It's
that.
a silent
Straight
alarm
to the police.
Okay.
And while this was going on, I could feel them big glass ashtrays. you know,
Yeah. They're
I
huge
I was
ones.
throwing them over me and it bounced off my head. And there was a nurse in there with her husband, and she was pulling the glass out of my head.
Oh, lovely.
And then I went up to hospital,
Yeah.
and they sorted me out, and you know said you got broken ribs and you know whatever.
This is East London, right?
This is East London, and then I went back. You know, I didn't go in that night,
Yeah.
and I went back the next day. My manager, I had a manager there, and he was looking after it for me. And I had a phone call from Dean, one of these guys
The
I
big
know,
dude. Yeah.
one of the big guys,
Yeah.
and he said, "I've heard what's happened. It's a big Irish family from Leytonstone in East London."
Okay. Where we're
He
from.
mentioned their names,
Yeah.
and he said they won't be coming back. He said you won't see them again,
Okay.
and I never did see them again.
Lovely.
And it wasn't. They never done. I don't know what they done.
They would have had a chat.
Oh, they had a chat with
Yeah.
them, and they never. I'd see them walking about,
Yeah. But never
um,
approach you.
but they would never approach me or come near it.
Okay.
So that was the only time. But it was lucky I knew all these different people because the word gets around, and there was a family you didn't want to mix with. And
Tell me who were like some of the cool people you met. I mean, these are obviously interesting people, but like, let's talk about celebrities and famous people.
One guy I met, Kenny Rogers,
Yes, I know him.
and I was working with my friend, and he got into the car with me. I was running him back to his hotel in London. I was his driver.
Oh, you were driving. So you stopped. Wait, you stopped driving. You stopped running the bars.
I was in the middle. Was when I was in the club. It was sort of when I finished the club. I'd done the drive because Jade was born, and then I started on my own place after that. But I done driving for my friend, and it was good money, and I was doing that. But he got in the car and he had his minder with him.
Yeah.
And he said, "Can you tell me something about East London?" He said, "Obviously, like you're from London." And I went, "Yeah." He said, "Because I can't understand what you're saying." So I said, "I'm really sorry." Anyway, I started telling him the whole story of London through the war years, and he never knew about all these different things. And then I got round to food.
Okay.
And I said, one of the most stable foods in World War II in London was pie and mash.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, pie and mash shops. You have these. Have you heard of a pie and mash shop?
A pie and mash shop.
You never heard of one?
No, I know what a pie is, but I don't know pie and I know sausage and mash. Bangers and mash.
Oh, no. It's really big in London.
Pie and mash.
Pie and mash, yeah. They're literally a shop it's called Pie and Mash. You have different names.
Yeah.
And what it is, they make their own pies.
Yeah.
And you get a big dollop of mash on the side.
Yeah.
They put like mash on the side.
Yeah.
Then they give you this green liquor, which is a parsley sauce over the top. Then you put salt and pepper on it.
Wait, over the mashed potatoes or over the
over
pie?
the lot.
Over the lot?
Sort of a bit gungy. It's a bit gungy.
How'd you eat that then?
No, you have it on a plate. You go in there.
All right.
You stand up. You don't sit down.
Yeah.
You stand up and you eat it and you go.
Pie and mash.
Pie and
Pies
mash.
are not okay. Any type of pie.
And the pies are like a minced beef pie.
Yeah, like a Cornish or like steak and kidney.
Yeah, but it was their own pies. They never got them sort of wholesale. They made their own. Each pie and mash shop made their own pies. And during the war years, they used to use horse meat. They used to make the pies with horse meat. And like they've been going for years. In fact, there's one just closed down in Hackney, East London, which has been going for about 50 years.
Doing horse meat?
No. It's only in the war years.
Okay.
But this was the mincemeat pies.
Yeah.
And everyone, like, if you're a Londoner, everyone knows pie and mash.
Calm down, Rick, because I'm a Londoner technically. I mean, I thought I was a Londoner, but now obviously I don't know what pie and mash is, so I'm not.
Yeah, pie and mash.
I'm thinking back my London card.
You've got one just round the corner from the Old Vic Theatre in Camberwell.
Really?
Yeah, there's one.
Pie and
I've
mash
been in
shop.
that one myself. I used to go in there.
Okay, I'm going back to the UK in the summer. I'm going to try pie and
You should
mash.
try pie and mash.
Yeah.
You will love it. I tell you, it's really nice.
You told Kenny Rogers. Did you take him to get
Yeah.
one?
Anyways, I've told him all about this. And anyway, this is the God's honest truth. I dropped down dead. Right. He got on the phone. His phone. and he phoned up Dolly Parton. He said,
Dolly Parton.
He said, I'm phoning up Dolly Parton now. He said she's on a ranch. Apparently she had a ranch or something.
Where? In America?
In America.
Yeah.
So he's phoned her up and he said, I'm with this crazy English man and he's going to take me for a pie and mash.
And you took him for a pie and mash?
And I took him for a pie and mash. Him and his bodyguard. He had a bodyguard with him.
Yeah,
he
of
said
course.
he's more my friend than a bodyguard.
Yeah.
And I took him for that. And then we had that and a few laughs. And I dropped him off in a hotel in London. But it was a really nice.
What did he think of the pie and mash?
He didn't really like it very much, I don't think. I think he had it because I said, you got to have it, you know.
Okay, it was like a traditional
And
thing.
then I met a few, and then Boyzone, I met, you know, when I was driving.
Boyzone.
Boyzone,
Yeah,
Westlife. I met all of them sort of people when I was doing the driving.
That would have been good for your daughter. She would have been interested in that kind of stuff. Yeah, those guys.
That sort of thing. But there's one place that I went to which I'll never, ever forget.
Okay.
This is a man scene.
Okay.
Very manly.
Okay. Like a barber shop.
Yeah, you could say. When we was in the States,
Yeah.
I met this crazy American girl, and she's fucking off a trolley, and she wanted sex all the time.
With you?
Yeah, all the time. She just wanted.
This is before
sex.
your wife.
Yeah, this was before
Okay,
Tracy.
just checking.
Yeah,
I don't
thank
want to get
God.
into trouble.
No. This was before I met Tracy, and it was coming up to New Year's Eve, and she went, "I will take you to somewhere New Year's Eve, which you'll never forget." So I had a mate with me as well. And she said, the only thing you need to do is he needs to find a girl to fetch along with us.
Okay.
Okay.
So she found him one.
So she found him a girl to come up. So we meets her that night. She had a big old Cadillac. The big old fashioned American
Long ones.
And I always remember because it had a big long dashboard to the front window screen. And she used to put lines of Charlie on this thing. And she'd be doing her lines of Charlie as we're driving down the road. And she'd be leaning over on the thing.
She's driving.
So she's driving, yeah. Anyway, we're on our way to this place. Drives outside, drives in the country a little bit. And there's this big country house, like you see on the films, you know what I mean? Big.
If you say the Playboy Mansion, I'm going to cry.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
No. So it's this big country mansion, just like that. Anyway, we go to the door and I said to her, I said, what is this? What is this place? There's loads of cars outside, but no people. And we'd gone in and there was a bar, big long bar, and a band playing like American sort of banjos.
As you do.
As playing at the end of
Yeah.
And we're sitting down, we're chatting away, and she's laughing all the time. I said, where is everyone? I said, there's no one here. And she went, don't worry. She said, don't worry. It will all happen. And there's another couple.
This is how horror movies start.
No, this is how it starts. There's a guy sitting with a girl on a table.
Yeah.
And I've got up to go for a pee. I said, I'm just going to go to the toilet. And my mate said, like, he's following you. So I've gone into the toilet.
The guy's following you.
Yeah, the guy's following me in the toilet.
This is how horror movies start.
And then he's gone, hey, man. He said, where you from? I said, well, I'm from England. He said, I can't do the accent, I'm afraid.
It's okay.
He said, see the chick I'm with? And I've gone, yeah. He said, she really wants to suck your cock.
This is how pornos start. Okay. This is not how horror movies start.
No.
What the
So I've gone, what? And he's gone, yeah, I'm serious. I went, oh, okay, then cheers. Gone to sit down. I start telling my mate and this girl, and she starts pissing herself with laughter.
Your friend, the girl you were with?
Yeah.
Okay.
She said, look down the end of the bar, the TV on the end of the bar. And I never noticed it before. There was a TV, but it's showing blue movies.
Pornos?
End of the bar. Yeah, pornos.
Okay.
So I still didn't, get it. Still no one else has come in. And
I still don't get it either.
No. And then all of a sudden
What
she
have I
said, well,
missed?
we go through these doors, but go through these swing doors.
Yeah.
She said,
Swing being the right word.
they give you a towel.
Yeah.
So just put a towel around you and put your stuff in the
Belongings.
locker, and they give you like a thing to put around your neck.
Yeah.
She said, then go through the other doors.
Uh-huh.
And you could hear all the music blaring away.
Yeah.
Opened up these doors, and there's a nightclub. An enormous big nightclub.
Naked nightclub.
Everyone was stark bollock naked. And there was these rooms, 3 rooms, where it's just, and then no one's over, another one, and I'm going, fucking hell, this is just like mental. We'd had Quaaludes, she'd give us Quaaludes and everything to go in there. We stayed in there all night. And
In the 3 rooms or in the club?
No, in the whole club and the 3, I was in all the rooms. It was just unbelievable. We stayed there till I think it was 12, 1 o'clock lunchtime the next day. It was bodies
And
everywhere.
did you see the other girl again or no?
Yeah. This is another story
Oh,
of the girl, right? She had the most amazing arse. I always remember that, you know what I mean? And she was American, but with an amazing arse and real crazy. And obviously, like, I'd done the business there, went back to the beach and see some of the other English guys I knew, told them about it. They all started going. It was called the Hideaway.
The Hideaway.
The Hideaway.
I'm not going to Google it.
And then must be 10 years later. Yeah, must be, I don't know if it was that long. Quite a few years later.
Yeah.
I'm down the Epping Forest Country Club.
Yeah.
Standing in there, and all of a sudden someone tapped me on the shoulder.
Not the girl.
I've looked round, it's her. I've gone, oh, fucking hell. And she's gone, how are you doing? And well, she didn't look very good because she was white. She was brown, you know, it was always brown, totally brown without any clothes on. And I didn't really recognise her. And she said she'd met an English guy over there. She's now got 2 kids and she moved over to sort of East London, which is really crazy from like 10,000 miles away, whatever it is.
So she was now like reformed
And now she was,
and calm.
well, I don't know. And that was just like a funny story to meet someone all them years later.
How does your missus deal with these stories?
Well, there's loads of, you know.
I know.
I
I'm just
probably-
curious
I can't think.
because like having that kind of lifestyle, you know, is very fun. All right. And I know that when you met your
Tracy.
boss, Tracy, you stopped.
Yeah, I
What made you stop?
because Tracy, I met Tracy and I decided she was a crazy woman as well when I met her.
Really?
Yeah, she'd like to have
A drink,
a
let's
drink,
say.
you know?
Yes.
No, not really a drink, but no, she wasn't. I don't mean like she was a sex mad and infant. She wasn't. She was just a normal woman, but an intelligent woman. And I knew she would not stand none of my crap.
Okay.
So
Did she check you?
She checked me.
Yeah. When you did try to do something crazy, would she put you in your place?
Uh,
Or did you just not do it because you knew?
I never done it in front of her.
Okay.
I never went. I haven't not been with any other women apart from Tracy since I met her. So I've never wanted to wander because if I did wander, she would kick me out. She would have no qualms of kicking me out, and so would Jade probably.
Yeah.
And I'm easy. What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
And if I want another woman, well,
But don't you think that you did so much, you don't really need to do anything else?
I don't want to do anything else
Yeah.
now.
You
I have-
staying for a week 'cause you
I-
didn't think about if you wanted to get married.
Yeah, I know, but that's different. It was like, this sounds really unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it could be like a lie, but it's not
Yeah.
because Tracy's seen it all. When I was getting married to Tracy,
Yeah.
I said, I will show you my ledgers.
Ledgers.
Well, I used to have a books. And so I've gone out tonight.
Did you keep track and score?
Yes. Yeah. So it'd be like, girl named Kathy, big tits, dirty, and then a phone number or something like that. That's how I was describing. Or I'd have a photograph. I wouldn't have all the girls because they wouldn't want to do it. But if you went out with, say, in a month, you went out with, say, 4 blondes, you got to know who they are. So you had to have an idea of who they are.
Yes.
So I had to have, like,
Not to get confused.
could be big tits, hairy nipples. Could be, you know, amazing blowjob. You know what I mean? All them different things you could come out with. I'm sorry about this, but it's...
It's okay. It's, yeah.
But, you know, you had to have... So anyway, I got all these ledgers out
Yeah.
and Tracy see them all and I got my mum to burn them all.
Tracy didn't want to burn them.
No, Tracy said, you know, just get rid of them. If you want them, you can keep them. But, you know...
If you want them, you can keep them.
Yeah, you can keep them, but
But, like-
I won't be here.
Oh, okay.
You know, she gave me an ultimatum, so
Okay.
I burned them.
All right. Nice.
Got rid of them.
Tracy's a legend. Who were your role models when you were growing up?
my dad was one of them. He was one of them war heroes,
Oh, he fought in the Second World War.
and he had he's been to Buckingham Palace and all that sort of thing.
Oh, wow.
But he was very what I remember is he didn't really like touchy-feely.
He wasn't an affectionate person.
Yeah, when we was living in Spain, I went over to see him. I hadn't seen him for quite a while, and I went, "Oh, Daddy, open the door." I went, "Oh, Dad." "Oh, okay, well, shake hands there." And he was very much like that.
But you're the opposite. You're affectionate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that because, did you become affectionate because your father wasn't and you wanted to be more affectionate to your family?
Yeah, I think so. You know what I mean? I can't remember much about when I was a kid, like going to play football with your dad, and I probably did.
Okay.
But where I lived was a fantastic place because we used to live in South London, literally the end of London sort of thing, in where it was all woods. So we was brought up in an area where you didn't have nonces, you didn't have paedophiles, you didn't have all them dodgy people around.
Yeah.
So kids would finish school, come home, get on the bike and go up the woods. And you'd be gone for hours till it was tea time, and you come back as it was getting dark.
Yeah.
So you always had like a big crowd of people you went to school with. You'd mix with them in the evenings and go out, and yeah, it was good. I mean, so the childhood thing, to enjoy yourself was really good. I mean, you didn't have a lot of problems.
So you would say you had a happy childhood?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You and your brother clashed heads a bit, didn't you?
Yeah, my brother he's a total wanker. He'd done us out of loads of money.
Older brother or younger brother?
Older brother, and he's done this. He's done the same with his son, and his son doesn't talk to him, and I don't talk to him. Jealous, how some people can get really jealous over silly things, not just money, but lots of things.
Yeah.
If you told me now that you've just won the load of money on the lottery or something, I go, God, it's great. I mean, it wouldn't be.
No, I'd say lend me some money, but yeah.
Yeah, like let me. You'd probably be like, oh, I wish it was me, but
yeah. He was not
that sort of person. My brother was a total wanker. He's not the nicest person, I don't think. My other side of the family are really nice.
Your mum?
From my dad's side,
yeah,
like he had 6 brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And he's typical, I don't know. He was a very loving man. He would write my mum a love letter every morning.
Your dad?
My dad,
Yeah.
before he went to work.
Every morning?
Every morning without fail.
Okay.
And she would write him a love letter when he come in from work.
So they were like childhood sweethearts?
Yeah. No? From the war years.
Okay.
But he would never be one of them to go down the pub. He was always, his whole life was my mum.
That's beautiful.
Which is really good.
Your mum's life was him. They were like
connected.
Connected.
They was very close together, and which is what doesn't happen nowadays, does it? In a lot of relationships, I know so many people
Yeah.
that are in relationships where the wife's shagging someone else or the guy's shagging someone else. My philosophy has always been, if I want to shag someone else, get rid of Tracy, and then I'll go out and do my business. Take me a little bit of time to get moving, but I'll do it. But I have no intention of doing that. I've got a daughter who watches me like a hawk.
I mean, I always find anyway, as we get older, it's harder for the men to find someone else anyway. So it's like we can stray, but the wives can always do better. So better stay where we are.
Yeah.
What's the best advice you had in your life?
Wow. So many people are too serious all the time. I made loads of mistakes, and I admit I made loads of mistakes. I was in a business which I've missed out of, the nightclub to the bar. There was a business I was in. I was earning shitloads of money.
Yeah.
Obscene amounts of money.
Yeah.
But I didn't save it. I used to have 50 grand in a case under the bed in case of emergencies.
Okay.
Yeah. and I was really stupid. I spent all my money. I spent all my money in the West End, going to clubs and bars, and
It's the life, though, isn't it?
but and I was doing something which was probably not quite legal, but it didn't harm no one else.
Yeah.
But lots of money.
Okay.
Lots of money.
All right. If you could do it all over again, and we're talking, your early 20s, what advice would you give yourself?
My advice would be is 1979.
Yeah.
My dad
Yeah.
worked at Ford Motor Company.
Yeah.
And I said to my dad, can you get me a brand new car? And he bought me a brand new car, which I paid for. It cost me 11,000.
Yeah.
But that day before, I went to look at a house, which was a Victorian house in London, 3 bedrooms, nothing to do with it, beautiful. It was 11 grand.
Should have bought the house.
And if I'd have bought the house instead of the car, sold the car 6 months later, I only got about 5 grand for it. That house now would probably be worth 600,000.
Oh, that's
maybe more.
Much more.
Yeah,
probably
maybe
over
more.
a mil.
And that's the sorry thing for the young people nowadays, is going back to the late 70s and 80s, you could buy properties. Nowadays, to go and buy something is just, how do people do it?
Yeah.
We live in between here and Spain, and we go to Spain, and Tracy's got a mortgage on a flat in Spain, a beautiful flat.
Yeah.
But we're another one lumbered with a mortgage.
Yeah.
It's hard.
So you were between UK and Spain. Why did you choose Dubai?
Tracy's work. She found a job here.
Okay.
Spain was. Yeah, I love Spain, and we would go back there. Well, we're going there in a couple of weeks.
Okay. All right.
But my philosophy is,
Yeah.
if you're with a partner, or you're going to find a partner, is you've got to be able to laugh.
Yeah.
Like, not laugh at everything, but like not to be so straight. And why should you hide secrets from your wife or your husband?
Yeah.
Why not just be honest?
True.
You know what I mean? If you're getting in bed with them and it doesn't work, maybe they need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Vice versa, with man and woman. I'm not saying that's the be all. Sex is a great thing, but there's a lot more to a marriage or to a partnership than just sex.
True.
I think you've got to like that person. That's your friend. That's your best friend, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's the way you have to treat it.
Yeah.
And if you've got children, you know what I mean? Don't lie to them. Tell them the truth.
It's honesty.
Honest,
Okay. It's been great having you on. We'd like to wrap up the show with a wild card question. So, in these cans, there are questions. You need to choose one of the cans, and I will read out a question, and you will have to
answer the question.
Answer the question.
Okay. That one there, the blue one.
Oh,
the rice pudding.
This one's the rice pudding. Okie dokie. All right. The question is, if you didn't have to make money to do what you love, what would you do?
I think I would go and live on a beach somewhere, as cheap as possible, and try and get a job with the locals. Or obviously I wouldn't be able to stay in a country like this or in Spain. Go to somewhere like Thailand, or I don't know, somewhere where it wouldn't cost me any money.
Okay.
I think.
Live on the beach.
Live on a beach, yeah. Live in like a very other lifestyle.
Like in the huts?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir, Mr. Moxley.
Thank you
very
much.
It's been a pleasure having you on.
Yes.